So from your kit, you're going to need this circle template. Okay, I gave this to you on Friday. If you don't have one, I'll give you one. So the circle template, you're going to also need, if you're a home person, then you're going to be printing this out. I have the link in the Get Started page. And then you're going to also need your board. Okay, remember the board, the back of it is either gray or it says the word crescent on it. It is 6 inches by 8 inches. So you need this board, and then you need this piece of paper with the circle on it. Okay, so get those out, and then I'd also have out your texture sphere practice sheet, because that is going to help you with planning out what you are going to be doing. So we're going to get started getting everything onto paper today. I'm going to pause. So this, I think, is the easiest way to do it. It's going to take the fewest steps. You are going to take your circle template. Everybody have their circle out. Okay? You're going to flip it over. You're going to take your pencil. Come on, pencil, where are you? And you're going to lay in graphite around so you can kind of see where the circle is. Okay? You're laying graphite along that line on the back of your paper. Okay? Do you see how, like, I'm laying it in dark? I want to make sure I have enough graphite on that line so that when I go to transfer it, it actually transfers. So everyone should just be doing, and I'm not doing an unnecessary amount, like I'm not scribbling across the whole thing because I don't need the whole back to have graphite on it. I just need right along this line. So all I'm doing is going and I am laying graphite on this line. Everyone should be doing this right now. Okay, it shouldn't take us 20 years. It should take us just a minute or two. Okay. Once you have your circle shaded, I'll give you guys another minute. Okay. Okay. Once you have your circle shaded, you are going to take your board, make sure you have the correct side facing up so you can see here the difference. This is gray. Okay, gray on white. Okay, this is white and white. We want our white side standing up. Okay, we're going to take our circle and we're going to kind of try and center it on our board. So you should be able to see where it is. Like there's a little faint outline for where my board is. I want to get it as centered as possible. Once I have it as centered as possible, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to trace that line as best I can. If there's enough graphite on the back, this circle should show up very nicely. Okay. So when I lift this up, I should have my line, my textured line should be right there. Okay. Again, you want it to be as centered as you can in your board. I did this before and my line before wasn't that good, so. Okay. So there's my nice line to get started of my sphere. Okay. You don't want it to be too dark. You want it to just be, it should just be faintly there. Okay. From here, using your pencil, you are going to start to lay in your texture that you had from your sheet that you practiced. Okay? Now, look, like I said, looking at the textures from the practice sheets, some of you guys are just making it up. And it shows. There's not thought behind it. There's no, like, realism. It doesn't look like a realistic texture because you're just making something up. I would really suggest you go onto the internet and you look up a texture like cobblestone, rocks, grass, brick, just look something up to use as a guide. Because like mine, the texture I used was broken earth. It was like dry dirt that was separated, and I had the idea of like what the pieces should look like, how far apart they were, how they are shaded, how the light's hitting them. I'm not making it up. I have something to look at. Okay, so you're going to translate your texture in graphite lightly, just like drawing out the shapes onto your sphere. It should be larger, obviously, because the sphere is tiny. I'm going to draw it larger on here, lightly. And then you're going to start to lay in your color, like I did here. Okay, like I did here. Focusing on having a light spot at the top, shadow on the bottom. We're trying to make this look like a realistic three-dimensional sphere that has a texture onto it. So there's shading on the object, on the sphere, but there's shading on each of the pieces of the texture. Okay? So once you have your circle on here, you're going to now start to lay in the shapes of your texture. You're looking at an example on your computer or your phone, whatever you got, and then you're going to start to lay in your colored pencil. If you need help again with the process of starting with the colored pencil, please go back to the handout, the tutorial I have for here of this texture spheres practice video, okay? And I have how to lay it in step by step, and then you're just doing that, enlarge it on this big board. Do it a little at a time. You're laying in your value a little bit at a time, and then you start to build it up and up. This should take us a few days. It shouldn't be done like today. It should be done after Wednesday. Like it'll take us when we get back from break. Okay? Questions, comments? No? So once we have our circle on here, you're looking at a texture, you're laying it in, and then you're start to lay in your colors. Okay? So get going, guys.